one of the reasons Schaeffer thinks that Christianity is true for all of life is that he had a bit of a spiritual crisis in like the 1950s, early 1950s. He calls it his Hayloft Experience. And he comes out of that, he goes into it doubting Christianity, not sure if it's actually true, comes out of it not only believing Christianity is true, but he says true for all of life. And so actually maybe one of the first things to do, if you haven't read anything by Schaeffer, is to read TrueSpirituality. I think sometimes we jump over spirituality to get to like cultural engagement and like the Lordship of Christ and things like that. But Schaeffer rightly says, like, well, no, day by day, moment by moment dependence upon the Lord Jesus Christ is fundamental to understanding the Lordship of Christ in every area of life, right? So it's not this separation of like spirituality over here and lordship over here, but he sees those to be actually deeply intertwined with one another. He said that he's interested in a particular kind of evangelism that leads into the lordship of life for all of life. And so you see this even with his books, that he starts off with some apologetic books, which are kind of like the entryway, right? Like into like the Christian life. Let's defend the Christian faith. But then you have books about environmental care, and then you have books about psychology and about art, exegetical studies, books about government, right? Whatever happened to the human race, a Christian manifesto, but also about like the church, like the church before the watching world, and the Great Evangelical Disaster, which is his final book. And so, yeah, I think just trying to think, if Christ is Lord, if what he's giving to me in his word is absolutely true, like it's without error, then as a faithful believer, like I don't have to be like housed off into like my own kind of Christian commune or something like that, but rather I have the freedom in the Lord to like to take my spiritual gifts and my Christian faith and go into like every area of culture. I might not change the world, as it were, but I can participate in some redemptive healing wherever God places me. And so I just think that idea of like all of life, it's not just what we do on Sunday, right? It's like Monday through Saturday as well. And so just every facet of society. I know you mentioned even before we started recording about like about politics, right? Like and not just big politics, like working as like part of your local politics as well, and community boards and things like that. That's a way to live out like Christianity in all of life, is doing those kind of things.
Well, and I always say it. I think that regenerated Christians who are indwelt by the Spirit, if Christians who are true believers, who are being sanctified by His grace, are the best citizens. And it's not that it's sense of anything in our own doing that we are in being prideful that, hey, Christians are so great, therefore we should run in everything. But because Christianity is true, and coming from that presupposition, and our worldview would obviously be most consistent with reality because we believe that our faith is reality. And so when Christians step up in their local and state levels, because that's where you can, I mean, I'm sure there's someone in your church that could, if they wanted to, have a chance to be a school board member, to be maybe a state legislator even, those are real possibilities for people that and those are the ones that are going to be, I mean, even Tennessee today, they shelved a bill for abolition of abortion, and so there's of course like political ramifications of this. Be a big uproar, but obviously we desire for pretty much everything in that bill to be passed. I'm an incrementalist personally. I don't know what you are.
Yeah.
We still like that's people that represent you allowed that bill to be shut down, and you could be the person or help that person who would help abortion be abolished, to help meet the needs of people in your communities. You could help elect that person, or you could be that person to be elected.